Verse 172. O you who have believed, eat from the good things which we have provided for you and be grateful to Allah if it is Him that you worship. 1. Halal and Tayyib provisions. Shia scholars highlight the importance of consuming what is lawful halal and pure tayyib. This includes both the source of food earned through lawful means and its nature being wholesome and permissible. Sustenance that is halal and tayyib strengthens the soul and helps one maintain spiritual purity. 2. Gratitude to Allah. Gratitude is expressed through obedience to Allah's commands, including the observance of halal consumption and avoiding what He has prohibited. Gratitude also involves recognizing that all sustenance comes from Allah and using it for righteous purposes. 3. Worship and sustenance. Worship is intrinsically tied to what a person consumes. According to the teachings of the Ahl Bayt, pure and lawful sustenance leads to acceptance of worship, while consuming unlawful items negatively impacts one's spirituality. Verse 173. He has only forbidden to you dead animals, blood, the flesh of swine, and that which has been dedicated to other than Allah. But whoever is forced, neither desiring nor transgressing, there is no sin upon him. Indeed, Allah is forgiving and merciful. 1. Prohibitions in consumption. The verse specifies 4 main categories of prohibited foods. Dead animals carrion, harmful due to decay and lack of proper slaughtering. Blood, impure and harmful for consumption. Swine flesh, forbidden due to its impurity and adverse effects. Offerings to other than Allah, symbolic of shirk and rejection of monotheism. 2. Necessity overrides prohibition. In cases of life-threatening necessity, consumption of forbidden items is allowed but must be limited to what is required for survival. This reflects Allah's mercy and the flexibility of Islamic law in accommodating human needs. 3. Spiritual and physical impact. Consuming prohibited items affects both physical health and spiritual well-being, distancing one from Allah's guidance. Verse 174. Indeed, those who conceal what Allah has sent down of the book and exchange it for a small price, they consume nothing but fire into their bellies. And Allah will not speak to them on the day of resurrection, nor will He purify them. And they will have a painful punishment. 1. Concealment of truth. This verse condemns those who hide divine guidance for worldly gains, such as wealth or influence. This is related to individuals who distorted religious teachings or failed to convey the truth about the Ahl Bayt after the Prophet's passing. 2. Consuming fire. Concealing Allah's revelations is equated to consuming fire, symbolizing the severe spiritual and eternal consequences of such actions. 3. Punishment in the hereafter. The verse describes their punishment. Allah will not speak to them, reflecting His anger. They will not be purified, indicating their unrepentant state. Their suffering will be severe and eternal. Verse 175. Those are the ones who have exchanged guidance for error and forgiveness for punishment. How patient they are in the fire. 1. Trading guidance for misguidance. This ayah highlights the deliberate choice of some individuals to abandon divine guidance for worldly benefits. This is described as a tragic loss. Such choices reflect arrogance and an attachment to fleeting worldly desires. 2. Patience in sin. The verse ironically remarks on their patience in pursuing actions that lead to hellfire, illustrating their stubbornness and heedlessness. 3. Consequences of misguidance. By prioritizing temporary gains, they forfeit Allah's forgiveness and incur His punishment. Verse 176. That is because Allah has sent down the book in truth. And indeed, those who differ over the book are in extreme dissension. 1. The Quran as truth. Allah's revelation is described as absolute truth, free from error or contradiction. 2. Dissent over the book. Disagreement over the Quran stems from arrogance, ignorance, or manipulation by those seeking personal gain. This is associated with individuals who misinterpreted or distorted the Quran's teachings to justify their actions, particularly regarding leadership after the Prophet. 3. Unity in truth. The verse calls for unity in following the divine message as revealed by Allah and explained by His chosen representatives, the Prophet and the Ahl Bayt. Key themes. 1. Purity in consumption. Consuming lawful and wholesome provisions is essential for spiritual growth and the acceptance of worship. 2. Consequences of concealing truth. Hiding or distorting divine guidance leads to severe punishment and loss in the hereafter. 3. Adherence to divine guidance. The Quran is a book of truth, and following it requires reliance on authentic sources, including the Ahl Bayt. 4. Flexibility in necessity. Allah's mercy allows exceptions in cases of genuine necessity, reflecting the balance of Islamic law.